Hey everybody, it's Matt here from Ok Aussie. It is Tuesday, 3rd of December. Current time is 5:45 roughly. Let's actually get a better time on that, 5:36 for tracking purposes. We are here in the temporary STA accommodation in our new location. We've got Dyan going and feeling not terribly well at the moment, and indications are that she may have a seizure. Temperature was fairly good, 36.8, so not in febrile temperature. She was complaining previously of nausea, so she's had some on Dyan 4 milligrams. Prior to that, she said that she's had some headache pain, so she has had some Panadol and some Nurofen. Blood pressure was a little bit elevated, 112 points up, but she was sitting up at the time, so we do expect a 10 milligram push above that level. I have put heart rate monitor on just to see where things are sitting. So oxygen stats are at 91, heart rate is at 79 beats per minute. We're in a new environment, so bear with. I have already applied some medicinal CBD THC, 0.5 mil. She's had her night medications half an hour or so earlier, so that includes the clonazepam 2 milligram plus gabapentin 300 milligram, and also her sodium valproate 300 milligram for the night. So we're trying to increase the levels therapeutically of that, but the clonazepam will hopefully get in front of anything that may occur. She's obviously feeling a bit nauseous, so we've got the cloth and sick bag in case anything happens. Because we don't have any bars or pads on this type of bed, I'm just going to monitor her position so that she doesn't roll out or cause herself, particularly because she'll typically do a left roll in seizures, and we don't want her falling out of the bed and causing more issues of banging her head. That'd be the last thing that we need, isn't it? Whilst in a mid-term accommodation. Now, we have been doing the move today, so I've been involved with the moving of the boxes. The rental truck has been there with 3 men in a truck, and we've moved all of our furniture from one location to the new location. Dyan has been conveniently resting, being a good girl, in bed. There's some dystonia going on cranially at the moment, so we've got the maxillomandible component coming through. Her tonal position is also blepharism, with the eyebrow coming in through to the left eye, and I'd say some mild bruxism with grinding of the teeth currently being appearing. So she's not feeling terribly good. She was very warm to touch. We're going to get through. You're going to be okay. I know it's a different environment, but you're safe and right here. The medications that I've got in front of her, the ASMs, anti-seizure medications, will help her in this case. It's currently 5:38 p.m. time check. Nausea in the pre-ictal stage is quite common. However, she most likely won't be actually physically sick, but it does create, particularly with convulsions at sense, and also on top of gastroparesis, sucks. It really does. But the ondansetron will help to bring the nausea down, as well as the medicinal CBD, which helps on pain, inflammation, as well as the nausea side of things. I've just taken her pressure care stockings off, which were lower limb pressure care stockings, just to help the blood pressure change, see if that will affect anything for her. And just monitor her through this current position. Poor thing. Now, the indicators, early indicators, obviously we look at early indicators in the pre-ictal stage of seizures over the last couple of days, have all been there. What have we had? We've had some disruptions in the sleep patterns. We've had some GI tract related issues, particularly with bowel cleansing, so increases in medications such as Movicol, TAM, herbal laxatives and others, which obviously change the whole chemistry of the gut. So with that, your electrolyte balances drop out between your sodiums, calciums, potassium, magnesiums. That's going to be a key contributor. You've got stresses around you, so new environment, transitional change, particularly for an autistic, and just a general stress of moving. So a lot of key indicators which will go into seizure mechanisms for her at the moment. Angina indication, so Dyan's just pointing to her chest, having difficulty actually speaking. Just going to apply some GTL all night with equal spray. Single dose, current dose applied at 5:40 p.m. We'll do a check at 5:45 to see if that's subsided before we apply a secondary dose. With that, we'll check obviously heart stats to see how things are going. Oxygen stats are good at 95, but heart rate is elevated to 81. So her baseline is 52 BPMs. Even in a sitting position, we'll expect an elevation of about 10 points to that, so 60 expected. So having 20 above her standard resting means that she's probably having some internal convulsions along with the dystonia that she's feeling, and maybe also heightened levels of pain. What is the temperature set on this? Because I need to bring that down and cool you down a bit. Okay, let's actually make this room a little bit cooler. Increase the fan, and that'll hopefully bring what you feel down and change. Now during this phase we may get syncope, passing out. Okay, so we're getting some segmented cranial dystonia actions happening through with the face. Just going to change position so you get more of a front on. Now with segmental cranial dystonia, we might get focalized dystonia in outer limb position. Cranial dystonia may be distortions either parallel or other distortion of the neck and head, but the cranial dystonia may involve various different parts of the facial muscles. And applying, which she's been showing already with bruxism, mandible, TMJ, eyes, blepharism, fluctuations coming through the eyebrows as well. She's got a dystonia, focalized dystonia of the left foot with a right inversion. So it's actually her left foot showing a right inversion inside. Her right foot is neutralized. Right hand is fine, left hand is fine. It's okay. It'll be okay. Going into an upright tonic clonic seizure. Bringing you down into a supine position so that we've got more control of her. Still getting a focalized dystonia in the foot. Okay, we've got a convulsion with left curve in figure 8 postural position. Current time check, 5:43 p.m. Okay. Coming back neutral, we don't remain positioned in a recovery position so that we have stability of the CCI, cranial cervical instability of the neck. Okay, oxygen stats are down at 92%, heart rate's elevated for her at 89 BPM. Secondary seizure coming through now, 5:44 p.m. We have a thoracic convulsion. Left leg is dystonic with intern. Left hand is fluttering. Really good. Suck your air in, dummy. That's it. Try and slow the breathing down. Both hands are flexing fine. We have full dystonic in the left foot still, right semi-postured. Slowly breathing down, let's get some deeper leg. Heart rate just accelerated up to 102 BPM. Oxygen stats remain good at 96% currently. We've got syncope, so she has passed out. Upper convulsion thoracic across both sides bilaterally. Still have dystonic position of left foot with internal convulsion. Third, 5:54 p.m. So, alright, supporting the neck. Alright, doing really well. Just maintaining airway. Good job. It's alright. This is going to pass very shortly. You're doing so well. So well. It's alright. Heart rate's dropped down. We're currently at 82 BPM. Oxygen stats are at 95. Okay. really well. So proud of you. Slow your breathing down with me. Slow your breathing. Oxygen stats remain at 95, heart rate's at 80. It's okay. Yes, sweetie. Hello, sweetie. Let's hope it says she stopped. Let's hope it stopped. You're okay. Okay. Both eyes are equal and responsive. Positioning on 5. Hey, Papa. Hey, sweetie. You're doing really well. Oxygen stats are at 94. Heart rate's dropping down to 77. Current time is 5:47 p.m. No focalised dystonia, left or right upper limbs. Still got slight fixation across the left leg, but most of it's actually dropped off. Can you wiggle your toes? Okay, we have dystonic positioning posturing around the maxilla mandible, and you'll see that's directly in the face at the moment. Still got a left arm twitch. You see the tight pursing of the lips in this position. Keep an eye on the breathing, especially with a deviated septum. Oxygen stats are 94 at the moment. Heart rate is at 77. It's okay. We've got an adjunct with a left side tilt. You can see that's pushing through this part of the mandible. Both shoulders, deltoids are responsive. No tension coming through sternocleidomastoid or trapezius. Oxygen stats are at 94, heart rate's at 77, so we're stable there. That's okay. Good girl. You come here around. You're gonna be okay. Hey, Pop. I'm gonna get you okay. Yeah, I think it's over. Just gonna go and recover it. We'll just check your mouth. Current time is 5:49. Apologies at my shit recording, but bear with me. Oxygen stats have dropped to 93, heart rate's at 77 currently. Still getting significant quivering around the lower mandible, coming through both sides bilaterally of the neck. We've got quivering of the left hand posturally, right hand is fine. So this is a bit more like after tremors, I'd imagine. They're not full tonic seizures, but more. Hello, you. You feeling cold, or what would you want? Blanket? You cold? I know. I've dropped the temperature down. Just want to try and break cycle. You were very, very warm beforehand to touch. Just need to keep an eye on that. Oxygen stats are at 93. Heart rate's at 77. Where did I put that temperature gauge? Anyone? Anyone? Here it is. Okay. Alright, just going to turn the temperature off for the moment so you're not so cold. Oxygen stats are down at 91%, heart rate's at 75. Leg check. Okay, still getting a tremor action coming through and another postural curve, so that's at 5:50 p.m. You can see a left twist to the Clonic Seizure in this regard. It's not as aggressive, but it's fully continuing to shake. Oxygen stats remain at 91, heart rate is at 73. Girls! Shh! Budgie guards are going right off. Oxygen stats around at 91, heart rate's at 78. Current time's 5:51 p.m. Hey, you. Hey, sweetie. You have had a really long day, haven't you? Don't think we were quite expecting that. Or were we? We were at a high risk alert, obviously, with indications. I was actually surprised that she didn't have one yesterday, so I guess it's just dragged out and delayed until today. You waited till I finished packing and waited for me to come home to do this, haven't you? Good timing. That's alright. So it's going in and out. So a bit of syncope. It's alright. Normal post-seizure distress. And that will last briefly. Let's quickly check where her stats are at. Oxygen stats are at 92. Heart rate's reduced down to 63. I'm comfortable with that. Pain indicators left and right temporalis. Are they going back into cranial? No, just around the temporalis position. How's your jaw? Do you have full movement of your jaw? Overbite, underbite? No? Okay, no problems. Just going to do a quick check inside your mouth, please. Okay, no indications that she's bitten tongue, cheek or lips, so that's great. Movement of the legs, just give me an indication. We've got right inversion dystonic position at the moment. Can you move your feet for me, Don? Okay, we've got slight dorsiflexion of both legs, but we still have an inversion of the right foot and left foot. Okay, can I just relateralize you? So we've got some tensile muscle causing internal rotation of the feet, so that's part of the dystonic, focal dystonia at the foot level. Oh. We've actually got, is your hip out? Your leg is rotated from the hip down. Does your left hip feel dislocated? Your patella is both facing in. Something's wrong. Okay. Okay, that's right. Fully resisted. So you've actually got dystonic posturing that's originating from both from both hips at the moment, causing rotation of the leg with an internal rotation. You can see that both patellas, the kneecaps, are actually facing inwards. You can see that both feet have rolled on the internal state, but the origin of that is actually coming higher up, and we're actually not getting, we've got flexation coming from both hips. So it's like the internal vitalis muscle, sartorius muscle seems to be rotating both legs with an internal rotation. Okay, we've got toe movement, so there's no Todd's paralysis post-seizure, but we still have some dystonia, focalised dystonia in the lower limb. You are a fun case, aren't you? Current time is 5:54. Chest, heart, good. Okay, don't need any further GTN spray. Nausea, settled. Nausea's gone, happy for that. Headache, mild, that will settle with the medications that I've given you, understand? Your nostrils are flaring and you're going to yawn, bingo. So the post-seizure yawn, normally when I'm seeing the nostrils flare, what we're doing is gathering oxygen. So the body's in a more relaxed state. We'll see this at the end of sub-seizure sets from tonic-clonic seizures. It's an exhaustive level. The body's trying to say, hey, I want some more oxygen. Let's replete the oxygen saturation. Also, I'm tired. I've had enough. I'm physically exhausted myself. You saw that heart rate spike from someone who's normally around that baseline of 52 beats per minute. Her heart rate went up to around about 110, 120 during that tonic-clonic seizures, just because of the energy capacity. So it's a bit like doing high intensity aerobics almost in bed. Not a good exercise. Won't recommend that for fitness, but it is something which actually takes a lot out of her. So we have multiple little series of tonic-clonic. So that's where you get the status epilepticus, rolling seizures, in and out, a couple of syncopes passing out during this. And we had some dystonia, both focalized dystonia at the feet, locations around both hips with internal rolling, and we saw cranial dystonia, head tilt, twist, but also facial, which is the segmented cranial dystonia actions that she's currently doing. Still getting some aftershocks, a bit myclonus, you're cold. Air conditioning's now off, you'll warm up. Okay, I'm going to bring the sheets up a bit more for you. It's okay. It's mainly because your hips are engaged in that position. And you just know once you say the hip muscles, those adductor muscles have relaxed and let go. Understand?
Okay.
All right. Anything hurt? Have you hurt your neck?
I don't know.
Okay. Shoulders? Dislocation at all?
No.
No. Okay. Rib cage as I work my way down and sternum.
No.
Feels okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Stomach, diaphragm, hernia, any pain in that sort of area? No. Okay. How are you feeling overall?
Tired.
Tired. Okay, quick little neurological test for me, please. We're just going to do a couple of things. So, what day is it first? So that's our secondary yawn. So good, strong yawns are good indications. It is Tuesday. What was happening today? What action was happening today?
Moving truck.
Okay, moving truck day. So good. So you got good awareness of surroundings, of time and space. So you're understanding what's going on there. Okay, we're just going to check your face and just to see a couple of quick little motions for me. So just looking straight ahead as you do, I want you to give me a big shock face as if someone scared you. Ah, boo. Okay, and relax. Can you poke your tongue out for me as far as you can? Okay, good effort there, no worries. And give me the biggest smile that you can possibly ever do. All right, and relax. Okay, so bilaterally we've got equalized movement left and right of the midline. We don't have full range of motions in that. So this is expected with a neuro position coming from the seizures. The muscles aren't working to their full range of motions, probably about 50%. That will improve shortly over time as she gains better signaling from the brain and also the ability. So that's her third yawn. So I'm calling the seizure sets are over at 5:58 p.m. We're just now going to manage the post-tiredness component of the seizures. So just as a quick little wrap up, no surprise with some of the pre-ictal indicators that we had, obviously. Changes in sleep pattern, changes in environmental variables, so it increases your stress levels of transitional change, particularly for an autistic. You've got unusual environments, new people that you're meeting, all those are stresses. Can be good stresses, but good stresses are still stresses. Changes also in diet, pain levels are slightly increased, and obviously for Dyan, key ones are when temperatures are increasing, but also GI tract comes into play. So with gastroparesis, the dysmotility of the gut, when we are applying the medications, that changes the electrolytes. She hasn't been having electrolyte drinks for the last couple of days, so I'm going to try and counteract that by getting some electrolytes, and that'll hopefully rebalance out that. So that's a big important thing. But this sort of thing can happen when we're obviously in a moving status. We don't have access to all the normal sort of things that we have in a home. And the weather can also affect you too, can't it? Yeah, especially humidity can come into play and change. Overall, how are you feeling now? Tired. That's okay. You can just rest. All right, you don't have to do anything.
I don't want to rest.
I know you don't want to rest, but your body's saying I need to, just for a little bit, okay? Quick little check of the oxygen stats. Oxygen's still low at 91%. 90% it's just ticked down to. It's fluctuating between 90 and 91. Heart rate's at 70 and 69. I'm just going to do a blood pressure check just to see where we're at there. I want our oxygen stats back up to 95 and above. Ideally 98 will be ideal, but we know that her saturation levels have already reduced. Let me just grab the blood pressure cuff. Oh. Yeah. So a quick little post check just to see whether there's anything that's exciting happening and see if your blood pressure has reduced. We expect that now that you're lying down that your blood pressure will reduce by about 10 milligrams base point at least. Fourth or fifth yawn, I can't remember. It's now 6 p.m. Just relax there. There are things that can actually affect blood pressure when you're taking blood pressure measurements. Obviously, talking, that actually affects it by about 15 points. The wrong type of fitting of a blood pressure cuff can also affect it by about 20 points as well. Even just going to the toilet, if you actually wee before actually taking your blood pressure, that can actually affect it by 20 points. These sort of things, sitting up, lying down, depending on whether you've got orthostatic intolerance or POTS, in the case of what Dyan has got, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Now, you may be aware remembering that Dyan has got a genetic condition called 22q11.2 deletion syndrome. It's a chromosomal disorder. That means she has a microdeletion on the long arm of the 22nd chromosome. We have 23 pairs of chromosomes, so it's a genetic condition. And that means that she's missing anywhere between 40 to 60 Genes, okay. Blood pressure has actually reduced. Previously was at 112. She's actually dropped 10 base points to 102. Still high. Her normalisation for this should be around 90 over 60. But look, having just come out of clonic seizures, having experienced some pain, I expect her to be a little bit higher. Half an hour later, if I check, I'd hope that that's actually reduced by another 5 or maybe another 10 points, ideally. Okay, you're in resting mode, all right, for now. So you're going to rest up and recover, and we're going to wrap up our recording there. Big thumbs up, comments, questions, ideas, suggestions below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in another episode real soon. Don't forget, any of the information that we give through the channel is not for medical purposes. It's just for information based on Dyan's condition. If you have your own concerns medically, make sure you see your own primary care physician or a specialist in that area, such as the neurologist. We're not here to give advice, but we're just here to showcase Dyan's travels with a chromosomal genetic disorder as we advocate and educate on that condition. Thanks very much. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.